Hi there, I'm Abby. I'm here today to share an instance of my yoga practice with you. To start off, my type of yoga I'll be practicing today, I hold the poses for a long time. That's my style because I like to spend time feeling within my body the different nuances of each posture. Granted, that does not make me beginner friendly. I'm not going to be walking you through all of the breakdowns of how to do a pose properly. I'm really catered toward that yoga practitioner who has an everyday practice but is looking for a different style of yoga. If you're a beginner, please find your way. My recommendation for you is Yoga with Adrienne here on YouTube for free. She's the best. I've been practicing with her for many years. Yoga with Adrienne, if you're a beginner, is the best place to start. But please feel free to join me once you've gotten the lingo down, feeling strong in your practice. I'd love to share my alternative way of doing yoga, just because in my experience, I found that you can get stuck in a particular kind of yoga. And Ryan, we can get into this discussion around Eastern, Westernized yoga. What does it really mean? I myself claim to be a yogi. I lived a lifestyle through and through, no matter what. So I'm just here to offer you my version of yoga because I truly believe that we are all our own best teachers. So I'm so excited to be joined with you here today in this instance of practice to spend this time in the now together. Thank you so much. Let's get started. Hi there, it's After Effects Abby. Welcome to today's practice. We'll begin in child's pose, extended child's pose. Bring your knees as wide as your mat, your big toes to touch. Set your sit bones to your heels, extend your arms overhead. Arrive here in your practice. Oh, what a day. I myself am feeling pretty tired and sluggish. The new moon just passed, so my energy is pretty low. Also pretty sore because I spent all weekend standing and walking around, so energy is kind of low in my practice today. But I am listening to Still Woozy, his new song, That's Life. I listened to that on repeat this entire practice. So That's Life by Still Woozy on YouTube Music. We do a little jam in my child's pose. How does your child's pose feel today? The yummy compression in your hip creases. Maybe you notice the slight pressure of the earth on your forehead. Is your body craving stillness? Or are you ready to move? I definitely feel both ways often. And many times I'm not sure. But that's the beauty. That's why we're here to practice. How do we feel in our bodies? Breathe deeply. Maybe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Has your body started to move yet? I'll eventually work into a side bend to the right and left from my extended child's pose. Maybe you find your way there now, maybe in a few breaths, maybe you've already been there. But extending our side bodies long, reaching to one side, finding length in our spine while keeping our sit bones heavy. Breathe into the space. What music have you put on today? How does it make you feel? I hope it makes you feel supported. Be sure to take your side bend to both sides from your extended child's pose. In your time, switch to the other side. the huge expansiveness of your rib cage, breathing into all 4 corners of your rib cage. How big can it get? Do you feel tightness? No need to judge it, but maybe can you relax a little bit more? If you're like me, use a ponytail flip. Get yourself reset. Maybe that works for you too. I'm going to make my way to a puppy posture, but I'm going to go there in a pretty roundabout way. Is your body craving puppy posture? Extending your elbows long, shining your sit bones to the sky. Make sure you support yourself in your core. What does your puppy posture look like today? Releasing your chest to the ground. Is there any balance in your body between your right and your left? Can you feel the stack of your hip over your knees? Are you in the stillness or are you moving? Roll forward into Sphinx pose, release. Take this time to roll out your shoulders, broaden your chest wide open. Drive your hips into the earth. Find the opposite refraction of your spine compared to our puppy posture. Sphinx pose. Maybe some neck rolls. In your own time, find your way towards downward facing dog. Actually, no, I take a round of cat-cow. So from your Sphinx pose, inhale, exhale to cat pose. Find your way to all fours, engaging your core. Breathing into your spinal flexion, cat, cow, cat, cow. I'm taking some roundabout circles here with my spine. This is my usual cat-cow variation. Spinning my rib cage wide from left to right in a full circular motion, being sure to go clockwise and counterclockwise. Feeling the expansion through your shoulder blades, that articulation of your spine, the strength that your body holds. Contract your navel to your spine. You are strong. With fierce breath, the postures come easier. The return of the ponytail flips. What powers you through your practice today? Finally, downward facing dog. Curl your toes under. Shine your sit bones to the sky. Take your time to feel the balance between your 4 limbs. How crazy would it feel if we had four limbs? We walked on the earth all the time. Mine are really long, so I'd be clumsy. Downward facing dog. Is your body calling you for movement or stillness? I myself take a moment in Dolphin because I really want to open my shoulders today. Feeling very tight, very sore. So I take a moment in Dolphin to feel that deep shoulder opening. But also activating your core, warming up your body, feeling it support you, as you feel what it needs. Maybe we stay in downward facing dog. If you've taken a dolphin variation, definitely find your way back to full downward facing dog in your own time. If you feel so inclined, inhale to roll your spine forward into a plank. And on your exhale, extend your sit bones to the sky, downward facing dog. The roll of your spine. When you're ready, inhale, lift your right leg to the sky, 3-leg dog. Take your time. Feel what your body needs. With your right foot forward, plant your left hand, reach your right hand towards the sky, open your chest, twist, runner's twist, runner's lunge twist, extending your arms wide, breathing into your side bodies. Runner's lunge twist, arms wide, supporting yourself, scissoring your legs, trying to feel that strength like you could lift up from the ground. And in your time, find your transition to triangle. Set your right hand down, straighten your right leg, triangle, lift your left arm to the sky, plant your back heel. Support yourself. Hug your ribs to your hips. Triangle. How long do you stay in these postures? We will flow through chaturanga, downward facing dog, and then do the same sequence on our other side. Exhale, down to our runner's lunge. I even drop my back knee here to explore it a moment longer before taking my full flow. I also sneak in a little Urdhvanirasana by straightening that front leg. Runner's stretch, runner's lunge. Maybe you get lost by your ponytail as well. Maybe you're already taking your chaturanga, but if not, exhale. Plant your back foot, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And in your time, lift your left leg to the sky for your 3-leg dog. Take a moment to feel it out. And then when you're ready, knee to nose, step up, runner's lunge. First, take your revolved twist. Plant your right hand down. Lift your left arm to the sky. Engage your legs like you'd lift up your torso off the ground. Can you feel the balance between your right and your left? Scissor, twist your spine. Inhale to set your arm to the ground. Exhale for triangle. Plant your back heel, straighten your front leg. Open your arms wide. Do you feel the straight line of your arms and your spine? Those medians of your legs. How everything is connected to everything. Slowly moving through your checkpoints. Triangle pose. When you feel complete in triangle, we will then take a cycle between our runner's lunge with our back knee lowered, and then our straight leg runner's lunge. Working between our hip stretch and our hamstring stretch, back and forth. Keeping our hips as square as possible. Feeling the different tension points as we move in our lunge. Breathe from your heart. What's moving you? Maybe it's the breath. Feel free to have a dance break whenever you need. Dance breaks are totally welcome. For me, it's the hair whip today. I got ponytail whips to help me to let go. Let it go. Inhale your way back to neutral. Find your way through your flow. Chaturanga, upward dog, downward facing dog. Beautiful, beautiful flow. Excellent work in your time and your way. Find your way to your forward fold. Forward fold. Make your way to forward fold. Press into your feet evenly. Can you play with the balance of where your weight is between the four corners of your feet? Bend your knees as generously as you need. Shine those hip bones to the sky. Find length in your spine. Are your feet together? Are they apart? Do you play? What do you play with? For me, of course, it's more hair whips. Whip that hair. Feeling my neck, letting my head go loose, my forward fold. Feeling all that pent up energy. Do you straighten your back? Halfway lift. I actually started with my feet apart and brought them together. Maybe you started to put them together and you bring them wide. Flat back, bent back, straight legs, bent knees. I really enjoy this like bunny tail wiggle that I do in my forward fold, feeling into each of my psoas and IT bands. Forward fold. How amazing it is to have your head under your heart. Does it give you a new perspective on what this practice means to you today? Because that's life. It's beautiful. And it's excitement, it's suffering, and it's neutrality. It's beautiful. That's life. If you feel complete in your forward fold, or maybe you've already moved on to what feels best in your body, but at this time I'm making my way down to the ground for my wide leg forward fold. I do this pose a lot, almost every practice, but I spend a lot of time on my wide leg forward fold because I've kept a lot of pent up energy in my hips over time. So in order to work through that, we must practice often. So wide leg forward fold. Make sure you're supporting yourself in your postures, engaging your core, activate those legs, driving your heels into the earth. Keeping your weight even between your sit bones. Now play in this pose. What does it look like for you? Wide leg forward fold. Are we reaching for our toes? Are we swaying from side to side? Are we just reaching in the middle? Are our toes pointed? Are they flexed? Do we take a moment to relax? Do we engage again? Wide leg forward fold. Get into your body. Let that breath inspire your movement. What comes to you? I often spend a lot of time in my wide leg forward fold playing with my side body stretches again, just like we were in our extended child's pose to begin practice. Stretching our side bodies. Finding the strength in the deep stretches. You are strong. You are your own best teacher. Wide leg forward fold. Open your chest wide. Let that heart shine. Breathe. Feel the love that is already present, that runs in every cell, every vein of existence. Wide leg forward fold. Normally after wide leg forward fold, I would take a butterfly, but today I'm actually going to spend time in a fire logs pose. So I do take butterfly briefly, bringing my heels together, letting my knees fall wide. Maybe this feels better for you today. Otherwise, I'm going to move on into fire log pose. So stacking my shins one on top of the other, aligning my ankle over my knee and my knee over my ankle. Be sure to keep your feet bright here. You want to activate here just like we would in our pigeon pose to make sure we're supporting our knees and our ankles and not hurting anything along the way. So fire logs pose, align your knee over your ankle over your knee. Drive your sit bones into the ground, extend your spine long, and feel into this intense stretch. I take this moment to get a little lost in my hair, to let the mind relax. What feels right for you? The more we practice being present on the safety of our mat, the easier it is to be present when times are tough. A small amount of practice each day moves us more naturally into the places that we want to be. What's coming up for you today? I'm very grateful you're here with me. Fire logs pose. We will change and do the other side, so if your body is calling you to move and switch already, do that. Otherwise, I'm gonna stay here a little longer, but in your own time, when it feels right for you, find your way to the other side. Maybe you're like me and you're getting a little doggy visit right now. Hi, little doggies. How's it going? Fire lugs pose. I myself am just now finding my way to the other side, aligning my knee over my ankle over my knee, keeping my feet bright, supporting my knees in this intense stretch, activating my core to the slightest bit, breathing into the pain. Fire lugs pose. Be sure whenever you do find your way out of fire lugs pose to take a moment to shake out and relax. Maybe grab some water, or please feel free to stay in fire lugs pose as long as I do. I will cue when I'm finished. Fire lugs pose. Breathe into that hip. It's bright openness. And maybe you're so lucky to get a puppy visit along the way. Looky, looky, looky. I love you so much. Thank you, puppies. Fire lugs pose. Ow. My noggin. My poor ponytail is getting so picked through today. Fire lugs pose. Feeling a deep release in our hips. Breathing to let it go. I know it's not always easy, but each day, little by little, we can let it go. I'm honestly shocked by how long I hold this pose. And I was expecting that these practices would have many more comments about my body, but they don't. It's not what comes to mind. What comes to mind during these practices is how I feel. How my yoga practice changes me. And apparently holding fire lugs pose for a really long time today was exactly what my body needed. I do believe I'm coming to a close. Where have you went in your practice? What's felt right in your body? You are your own best teacher. If your practice diverts from mine, it's absolutely perfect. I do finally make my way down to the earth, flying flat on my back. Roll out your spine, Feel the release. Inhale for bridge pose. Plant your feet to the earth. Feel the stretch this time in the front of your hip flexors instead of in the sides. I do little hip dips here to feel the stretch in my sides, integrating that fire legs pose into my bridge. Driving my shoulder blades into the earth, engaging my core, feeling the length through my quads. I take bridge pose once more, resting and butterfly in between. Bridge pose, planting your feet to the earth, lifting your hips up high, driving your head into the earth, giving yourself some space between your chin and your chest. Engage your core. I often describe bridge as a wall sit. Never heard anybody else but me ever say that, but for me, bridge pose is a wall sit where I stretch the fronts of my hips. Playing with the pressure in between both of my feet, because they sure definitely don't feel the same. Pressing into my right, my left feet in my bridge pose feel drastically different. Stillness or movement? What's your choice today? Bridge pose. Feel the strength and the ease. And exhale to release. Transition into supine twist. I take a goddess leg variation, an eagle pose, an eagle leg variation for my supine twist today. But what feels good to you? Rotate that spine. Keep it long. Supine twist. What variation do you take today? Drop your knees to one side. Supine twist. Find your way between your right and your left sides. Like I said, I'm taking an eagle legs variation. Driving my hips into the ground, as well as my shoulders, opening them wide, looking in the opposite direction. Supine twist. Supine twist. Whew. I'm going to finish in a legs up the wall shoulder stand kind of variation here. So ask your body in these last 5 minutes, what do I need? How am I going to finish? Legs up the wall with me here today, keeping my hands behind my head, giving my neck some support, letting my elbows fall wide, really opening through my collarbones. Legs up the wall, letting the bones of my legs drop down into the hip sockets, feeling my sit bones widen. Let your legs rest in the comfort of the earth. Send energy through the bottoms of your feet. Feel the long length in your legs and your spine. Legs up the wall. I love this pose because it's also a passive core, Always got to get your passive core in. Who loves core without working hard? Me. Legs up the wall. You can play with many variations here, pointing, flexing your feet, bending, straightening your legs. I even get real spicy and like do split variation here sometimes. I naturally find myself into a shoulder stand variation, but if that's not in your practice, please don't force it. It's just, I do shoulder stand often. So before I know it, in my legs up the wall, I find that my legs just flop over my head and I'm in a plow shoulder stand variation. Just be sure to support your posture wherever you are. Engage that core. Drive your shoulders into the earth. Find some space in your neck. Ending your practice here with me. Preparing to enter into our worldly duties. Dinner can wait just a few more minutes. Feel the shifts that have happened in your body during our time here together today. How does your body want to end your practice? Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. It's been so lovely getting to practice with you. I hope you enjoyed my style of yoga. With love, namaste.